Hi guys, Martin88 here and welcome back to another FIFA 22 video. Hope you're all enjoying the game so far. I know it's a little bit different, but we will get there. We will get there. Right, today, what are we looking at? Slightly different video, not something I was expecting to make because a lot of pros do this, but I've had a lot of comments asking for me to show camera and controller settings. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to walk you through it from like a squad battles perspective because that's mainly what the channel is about. And if you haven't seen previous videos that we've done how to decide what difficulty level to play on, custom tactics, how to beat legendary, all that good stuff. So go and watch them if you haven't already, and then come back to the video. Right, okay, so first of all, we're going to go into game settings, okay? And we're going to have a look at my camera angle. So first of all, some of you might ask, so competitor mode, right? So I'm pretty sure that it doesn't work for Ultimate Team, but anyhow, just to be on the safe side, just have it off. And basically what it means is if you've got it on, the AI will play even better. And you can see there, it says the setting can only be enabled on Legendary or Ultimate. So even if you play below that, it's not going to be a factor anyway, because I know a lot of people ask about competitor mode. Basically just have it switched off. EA say that it doesn't affect Ultimate Team, but it's just best to be on the safe side, so we'll have that switched off. Okay, camera. So for me, it's pretty basic, I'm not going to lie. I just got it on default, and I will tell you why. So I've played it on co-op, which I know a lot of pro players like, but this is obviously for online. Now with co-op, it means that you're a lot higher up and a lot further back, which is great. It means you can see more of the pitch. But when defending on squad battles, I like to see it up close to see the little intricate touches that the AI are making and to be able to jockey them. And I feel that if I wasn't on this default camera setting, that I would struggle with that. And obviously the plus side of having co-op and not default, like I said, is that you can see runs from your players further away. But to sort of counteract that or to still get that advantage, I use the mini-map a lot. So couple the mini-map with just my idea of how it plays, I'm still able to see all the runs of my players, but I also get to see nice and intricate how the AI are playing and to defend against them. And then as we go down, you see the height and the zoom is 10, okay? So nothing too different there at all. So on the visuals, we like to have the player name because especially in squad battles, some of the players that you can come up against can be quite weird and wonderful. And I think it's a good idea to have their name displayed so you know who you're up against, because they might have different attributes, they might be quicker, better shooting, etc, etc. I'm only going to go through ones that I think are important, okay? The radar, that isn't particularly important. You can have it 2D, 3D, whatever. It doesn't actually matter. None of these are going to matter. This is all still just to do with music, injuries, bookings, etc, etc. Not interested in that. So yeah, default camera, 10 height, 10 zoom, and have the player's name on show. Right, okay. This is slightly different, okay? Now it's my belief, and of course, put me right if you think I'm wrong, but see here, this competitive master switch, some of you might not be aware of this, right? Read the description. Mandatory in online game modes. Now for me, squad battles isn't an online game mode, it's offline. It's an offline game mode, like offline draft, single player draft. So, see here, turning the competitive master switch on or off. If you turn it off, you are able to change all of these bits and bobs here, like auto shots, etc, etc. If you have it on, you aren't able to change any of it. It's all just default, and the game is telling you what you must do. Now, for me, I've actually got this off, so in game, this is how I have it. Now you have agile dribbling on. Basically, that would mean that if like a defender has come and done a slide tackle and you've got a player dribbling along with it, and perhaps they've got decent player, they might hop over it as an example. It just helps you out a little bit. And like, to be quite blunt, if you're a lesser player, you're going to want that kind of help. If you're a pro player, you just want to do it all yourself. Pro players probably aren't going to be playing squad battles, okay? So if you're, you know, of a lesser standard maybe, and you're going to want this help. Auto clearance is definitely playing against the AI on higher difficulty levels. They play so quick and they're so fast to rebounds that if a ball's bounced on the line, you want it to be cleared away. Absolutely simple as that. Auto flare passes again. So you get the ball in the box with a 5-star skiller, and you've pressed pass, and realistically, you're not in a position to do that. But again, maybe you're not of the standard to know like the full ins and outs of that. It might give you a back heel to the guy that you were trying to do. If you've got it off, it won't, and it will just mess it up for you. Auto shots is basically, if it comes across the face of the goal 100 mile an hour, your guy will stick his boot out and it will go in. It doesn't mean that you can just pass it to a striker and he's going to bang it in from 30 yards. That won't happen, but you might get the odd tap in, but it's very, very rare. Assisted headers, definitely, like the AI puts a ball into the box and your defender might win it for you. Jockeying. Now, jockeying is something you do a lot of in squad battles, and it would be on manual normally. I don't think, I've actually spoken to a couple of pro players about this. They said there really isn't that much difference between it anyway. So if you want it on assisted, you can. If you have it on manual, it's not that big a deal either. Okay, so I believe that is it. So if we turn that, yeah. So the only other ones there are through pass assistance and the defending, which we would keep on semi and tactical defending. Then as we go down, time to finishing, or FIFA trainer, you want that on hide, although it's just a pain, just gets in the way otherwise. Time to finishing, absolutely you want this on in squad battles like you do online, because it's back in this year, to be quite honest with you. If you want to know more about that, there's tutorials all the way across YouTube that will help you with that. Next, player switch indicator. Absolutely, absolutely. In squad battles, whether you're doing co-op or solo, right stick switching is absolutely key. And obviously, if you can't do that, you've got the LB switching, which this is where that will come in. And again, right stick switching is probably for your higher end of player. But we still get it wrong. So if you do get it wrong, if we've got this switch indicator on, we can see who it's going to switch to immediately, which can be the difference between conceding or not conceding. And then we've got pass block assistance. Again, we want assistance in squad battles. You need it because against the AI. Auto switching on air balls and loose balls, definitely. You don't want that on manual, particularly against the AI. This is, again, that's for really quick movements in the box, and it's gone to, the cross has come in, and it will help you switch to a relevant player. And then a lot of these other ones I don't really think are that important. I would say that right stick switching player relative is a very important one. You don't want it ball relative. So that basically means if you're standing there with your right back, you would flick your switch that way if you want to switch to the centre back. Passing, yeah, let's have it assisted, shot assisted. All of these, let's have it on assisted, save assistance, semi. Balls close to your body will automatically save. For all others, you need to get positioning. So we want semi on that. Analog sprint on, 100%. That's using this analog stick here. You'd flick it up, flick it up, flick it up for some extra speed. Pass, receiver, lock. I mean, I don't really get too involved with that, so I'd probably just leave it how it is. Obviously, these are at your controller settings and just change them as you will. So look, guys, I said it wasn't a video that I was expecting to do, but like the tactics, a lot of you had been asking for it, and that is my perspective on it from a squad battles point of view. If it's helped some of you, terrific. If it hasn't, then I'm sorry. But that is it for today, guys. Please drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later, guys.